Mm, that's a very interesting question. I think that managers have very busy existences. And so for them, I think their relationship with meetings can be a little bit different than your typical individual contributor. A lot of managers that I don't know about you, have a whole brick wall of meetings. Like that is their schedule. In fact, what I find is that they have this funny thing that they do where they fill the whole day up with meetings, and then they see post work as their productivity time. So they'll be working from 5 to 7:30, and that's their time when they're executing on something, and they'll spend the day just kind of going back and forth. Um, that's really not sustainable for everybody. That's not where we're trying to go here. And so I think that it's easy to just say yes to all of these things and then just kind of show up, be yourself, and hope for the best. But if you think about how much time and how much money is wasted on, something that's unplanned and unintentional, it's just a crime, right? It's not something that we can allow. And it's very frustrating for everybody else involved. Everybody else doesn't want to see you just show up and wing it. If we're not here for a purpose, then why are we here? I find that the best meetings are maybe things that you wouldn't necessarily label a meeting, but they are more situationally driven as opposed to routine in nature. So if I know that I need to talk to my colleague and I've worked through the document, I have a couple of questions for them, I've figured out all the answers that I know, and now I need to have a 15-minute conversation with you to discuss. That's a very good convening. And maybe in some cases, it might be a couple of people, but a lot of the best meetings are impromptu and they're with groups of 3 or less where we can really talk. I find people are usually pretty satisfied with that because they can contribute, they can get the information they need, they're in, they're out, they're on their way. It's the routine meetings that tend to eat up a ton of time. So here's what I recommend is look over the schedule, set your one-on-ones to the side because those are non-negotiable. We have to do one-on-ones. We have to make sure we're doing a good job checking in and supporting each individual on the team. The other meetings, take a look at them and kind of rank them. Say, okay, here are the most productive, here are the least productive, and then try to make some cuts or some consolidations. If you're able to do that, that can buy you a lot of time. And even if you cut 2 out of the week, it's great. And I'll just tell you, it is a life transforming experience to go from having 7 or 8 meetings a day to having 2 or 3 meetings a day. It's worth the effort. If you can do it, I highly recommend.